Hey guys, Bo of the Bible here, back with the final day of the Fruit of the Spirit series. It's been quite a journey. I've learned a lot of new stuff. It's been very useful, to me at least. Hopefully some people out there have been helped by it in some small way. But if not, that's fine. I still got something out of it. And it's been enjoyable, but I am excited to wrap it up because it is nice to finally be able to not have to film a video every single day. It gets pretty tedious, especially because this is 9 days in a row, not just like 4 or 5 or something. But yeah, so let's get right into it. Galatians 5:22-23 says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law." And we're on that final one, temperance, today. So that Greek word in there, I'm sure you kind of got used to this by now if you've watched the other ones. That Greek word is G1466. Engratia, or Engratiah? I don't know. I really don't know how to pronounce any of these. I'm just kind of guessing. But basically it means self-control, temperance, so what you'd expect. So this will help, I guess, shed some light, because basically pretty much just says what it is, says this is temperance, but that doesn't really define what temperance is. So here's the Webster's 1828 definition, or part of it at least, because it's a pretty long definition. Moderation, particularly habitual moderation in regard to the indulgence of the natural appetites and passions, restrained or moderate indulgence. So, what do we get from that? Well, habitual moderation. So temperance is not saying no one time, but it is a continual thing where we, on purpose and really actively choose to not overindulge in things and to not indulge in certain wrong things. So whether that be gluttony, whether that be like sexual sin, whether that be like really anything you could name, anything can be overdone besides like reading the Bible and prayer. Everything can be overdone, and witnessing. Anything that God commands us to do cannot be overdone, really, to a degree, obviously, but you get what I'm trying to say. Pretty much anything that's not like one of those three things, or directly involving one of those three things, can be overdone. So really, we have to practice indulgence in all areas. Now, obviously, it's not a very common issue for someone to struggle with indulgence in, like, I don't know, like drinking too much water, right? But there's areas where most people can struggle in, like eating too much food, or like fornication and stuff like that. So it's a pretty big issue nowadays in our world, and especially in our society, where overindulgence, living for the weekend and partying, that's praised and adored, and that's like what everybody lives for, right? So we live in a society really based around overindulgence, and it makes it a lot difficult. It makes it a lot more difficult than in past times to stay pure and stay focused, but we can with the Holy Spirit's help. So what does that temperance look like? Well, firstly, 1 Corinthians 9:27, "But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway." So what is that saying? Well, to bring it into subjection, that's like you're ruling over it. So basically, first thing is, don't let your body control you. Don't let your appetites control you. When you want to do something, but you know it's wrong, don't let that desire, that temporary thing, make you. Now, obviously, it's more than just saying no. You have to learn to walk in the Spirit. You have to learn to trust in God to give you the victory, because it's not always as easy as just saying no, especially with people caught in addiction. But we can see that there is victory for us. We don't have to overindulge like so many in the lost, in fact, everybody in the lost world does. And that's not just for things like eating and lust and all that, the bigger ones. In media consumption, how long you use your phone in a day. God can give you victory through that, and that is overindulgence. That is something we need temperance for, because it's very easy to go on that dopamine, seeking high and just look through memes or look at videos or go on YouTube or whatever. So we need that help. We need that temperance for that, and that, again, that's the fruit of the Spirit. So you need the Spirit's help. So firstly, bring your body into subjection. Don't let your body control what you control you. Don't let what your flesh wants control you. Don't be a slave to your body. Don't be a slave to your passions and your appetites. Secondly, Titus 2:12, teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lust, we should live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present world. And along with that, not only do we need to not let our body control us, but we need to be continually sober and focused, because the only way you're going to stop, because obviously, if we don't have a main goal and we don't have a modus operandi and we don't have something we're focused on, why should we not, overindulge? And that's why the world does. Well, we're Christians, and we need to keep that. We need to keep Christ in our target, right? We need to keep Christ as the forefront of our lives, so that when we have those times when we're tempted, and when we have those times where we are being tempted to overindulge in an area, being tempted to overindulge in watching too much YouTube or all these different things, right? We remember, hey, why do I not do this? There's a reason behind what we're doing. And with that, that's temperance. You need the Holy Spirit's help, and it is a muscle. It is willpower, partially, but the main thing is it is a fruit of the Spirit, so you can't do it through the flesh alone. But you'll find that as you give into the Spirit more and give into your flesh less, it'll be easier and easier to give into the Spirit and harder to give into the flesh. Now, obviously, it's never going to be like too hard to give into the flesh, but it will be a much easier decision over time. So that's temperance, and that just about concludes this series. Thanks for joining me. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of useful information. Some of the stuff I didn't know, which is not that hard. I don't know that much, but you know, it's been great for me, and hopefully it's been helpful to some of you guys out there. It's been good for me to learn how to do this every day. It's been a good kind of exercise basically. But I'm excited for the next couple weeks, next couple months. Got a lot of cool stuff coming out, and yeah, God bless you the rest of your day, and goodbye.